Good morning all. Today we are going to learn about periodontal abscess. These are the contents. Periodontal abscess is also known as lateral abscess or parietal abscess. A periodontal abscess is a localized purulent inflammation in the periodontal tissues. The site of periodontal abscess is the lateral aspect of the root and soft tissue wall of the deep periodontal pocket. So it is present on the lateral aspect of the root. It is also called as lateral abscess. This is the radiographic appearance of the periodontal abscess. It appears as a radioloosened area on the lateral aspect of the tooth root. Into the classification, according to the onset or course of the lesion, periodontal abscess is classified as acute periodontal abscess and chronic periodontal abscess. Depending on the number, it is classified as single periodontal abscess, which is due to the local factors that contribute to the closure of the periodontal pocket, and multiple periodontal abscess. This occurs due to diabetes mellitus and medically compromised patients. What is acute periodontal abscess? It appears as a bright red elevation of the gingiva. First may be expressed from the gingival margin by gentle digital pressure. It is accompanied by symptoms such as throbbing, radiating pain, sensitivity to percussion, and tooth mobility. The patient also shows lymphadenopathy, fever, and malaise. Chronic periodontal abscess. It usually presents a sinus on the gingival mucosa along the root length, which is asymptomatic. The patient may complain of intermittent exudation, dull gnawing pain, and slight elevation of the tooth. Going to the etiology. Periodontitis-related etiology of periodontal abscess and non-periodontitis-related etiology of periodontal abscess. First, we are going to see about the periodontitis-related abscess. This is due to the existence of tortuous periodontal pocket. Marginal closure of the periodontal pocket may lead to an extension of infection into the surrounding periodontal tissue. An exacerbation of an untreated periodontitis during periodontal therapy in refractory periodontitis or during periodontal maintenance. Other causes are the treatment with systemic antibiotics without subgingival debridement in patients with advanced periodontitis. Change in composition of the microflora, bacterial virulence or host defects. Inadequate scaling may also lead to the periodontal abscess. Non-periodontitis related causes of periodontal abscess. This is due to the impaction of foreign bodies such as toothbrush bristles, pieces of dental floss, orthodontic elastics, and the lateral perforation of the root during endodontic therapy and trauma to the tooth. The local factors which causes periodontal abscess such as the cemental tears, external root resorption, invaginated tooth, and cracked tooth. Going to the pathogenesis of periodontal abscess. This is due to the entry of bacteria into the soft tissue pocket wall. And the inflammatory cells are then attracted by chemotactic factors released by the bacteria. This leads to inflammatory reaction and causes destruction of connective tissue and encapsulation of the bacterial infection and production of pus. Moving to the treatment options for periodontal abscess. First treatment is the drainage through pocket retraction or incision, scaling and replaning, periodontal surgery, systemic antibiotics, and tooth removal. Drainage through pocket retraction. Under local anesthesia, the periodontal pocket is gently retracted with a periodontal probe or curette to initiate the drainage through the pocket entrance. Then apply gentle digital pressure and irrigate it to express the exudate and clear the pocket. Antibiotic therapy alone without subsequent drainage and subgingial scaling is contraindicated. This you can see pocket retraction and the pus is expressed out with gentle digital pressure. Next, drainage of pus through external incision. Here the abscess is dried and isolated with gauze. Under local anesthesia, a vertical incision is made at the most fluctuant center of the abscess with a number 15 surgical blade. The tissue which is lateral to the incision can be secreted with a curette or a periosteal elevator. The fluctuant matter is expressed and the wound edges are approximated under light digital pressure with a moist gauze pen. In this picture, you can see we have to give incision at the most fluctuant area. That is, vertical incision should be given, and the pus is expressed out, and the adjacent tissues are refracted with the periosteal elevator. And with gentle digital pressure, we have to approximate the adjacent tissue. These are the post-treatment or instructions we have to give to the patient. That is, frequent rinsing with warm salt water, periodic application of fluoxetine gluconate either by rinsing or locally with a cotton tipped applicator. In case of systemic complication of the patient, to reduce exertion and increase fluid intake and give analgesics. These are the antibiotic options for periodontal infections. The antibiotic of choice for periodontal abscess are amoxicillin 500 milligram, 1 gram loading dose, then 500 milligram 3 times a day for 3 days. Re-evaluate after 3 days to determine the need for continued or adjusted antibiotic therapy. In case the patient is allergic to penicillin, you have to give clindamycin 600 milligram loading dose, then 300 milligram 4 times a day for 3 days, or azithromycin 1 gram loading dose, then 500 milligram 4 times a day for 3 days. These are the treatment of periodontal abscess. First, drainage through pocket retraction, drainage through incisions, scaling and replaning, antibiotics, periodontal surgery, and tooth removal. Thank you.